Hi, everybody, and welcome to the information session on computer science and engineering, which is part of the Career and Technical Education Department, or CTE department at the school. And we're going to cover quite a few courses in this session, including these 5: Intro to Engineering Design, Web Design, which overlaps with graphic design, Intro to Computer Science, IB Computer Science at the standard level, and then finally IB Computer Science at the high level. Let's talk about staff now for computer science and engineering. First, we have Stacy Erfley. She teaches one section of Intro to Engineering Design this year, and she also teaches a lot of TV and video production. Devin Ance teaches website design sections as well. He teaches graphic design and studio graphic arts. And then we have our more dedicated computer science and engineering teachers that are Kasturi Saktakumar. She teaches Intro to Engineering Design, Intro to Computer Science, and IB Computer Science at a standard level. That's the first year 11th grade class. And then my name's Cameron Parker again, and I teach IB Computer Science standard level, 3 sections of that, as well as 2 sections of IB CS at the high level or senior year level work. Let's start out with Intro to Engineering Design. It is a CTE prep course on the STEM pathway, actually. It's offered for 9th through 12th grades actually as well, so any student can take this course. It is a year-long course as well. The curriculum for it is based on Project Lead the Way. It is dual credit eligible, meaning you can receive some college credit for this class. And overall, what happens in the class is students are going to design, problem solve, collaborate, and actually make products like real-world engineers do. Okay, so more course information on this. Students are going to learn in this course through hands-on structured activities as well as open-ended projects. The problems are going to require planning, documentation, and communication to develop real-world mechanical solutions to problems. So they might even be 3D printing objects that maybe fit together in various ways to assemble a solution. They will work both individually and collaboratively on the solutions. The skills they're going to learn in the ID class cover or include design process experience, so kind of understanding the design, build, test process of how engineering works. They're going to learn CAD and 3D drafting experience. Includes 3D computer modeling of complex parts and assemblies using CAD, specifically Autodesk Fusion 360. They'll include technical sketches and working drawings as well, and creating those. You're going to also learn computational and analytical skills in working through this class, being able to measure, collect data, and analyze that data to make predictions, develop and analyze mathematical models around that as well, and justify materials choices, analyzing material properties. So selecting the right materials with the right strength, weight, and durability and the like to solve the problem correctly. Some of the professional skills learned: team collaboration, project management, communication skills, which include both presentation and technical writing, ethical practice, and a global perspective. Okay, moving on to website design. Information or basic information about website design. It's also a CTE prep course on the STEM pathway. Any grades can take the class as well. It is only a semester-long course though. It is dual credit eligible for college credit. And students are going to learn through direct instruction, individual and group work on projects, use of technology, and of course, research and creativity. So they're going to need to research and learn things on their own, as well as apply their own creativity in creating websites. Some of the skills learned: they're going to learn the language of web pages, which is HTML, the language of web page formatting, which is often called CSS or cascading style sheets. They're going to learn design and layout skills, so what makes a great design for web pages and actually what makes a poor design. They'll learn about audio, video, and image applications and how to use those to create content for websites. They'll also do research on target audiences so that they can understand what the target audience wants and needs in creating a great website design for that audience. And finally, they'll do individual and team projects to not only survey, but also create, design, and test the websites to make sure that they work as expected. Moving on to Intro to Computer Science. So course information on this. This is a CTE prep course, also on the STEM pathway. It's offered for all grades. It is only a semester course, just like web design, and the curriculum for it is linked to TEALS. TEALS is a program aligned with Microsoft that pushes computer science into schools throughout the country and really throughout the world as well. Students are going to learn and apply computer science concepts to create graphics, applications, and games within the class. Specifically, students are going to learn through hands-on structured and guided activities, and they'll also have lots of opportunities to work on focused and open-ended projects. They'll be working on problems that require planning, documentation, and communication as well, sometimes even standing up in front of the class to present their ideas. Skills that they're going to learn, understanding how computers work and the ideas behind them, will include graphics, algorithms, and making applications and games based on the Snap programming language, which works inside the web browser, actually. You might hear that and wonder if it's the same as what they may have used in middle school. It is not the same. We go into much further depth using rich computer science topics, including procedural decomposition and breaking down problems, loops and logic, abstractions and object-oriented solutions, as well as even recursion. Professional skills they're going to learn in this class are technical and coding skills, obviously, team collaboration, and project management and communication and presentation skills. Okay, let's now talk about the IB Computer Science courses, which are both standard and high level. Okay, so let's talk about course info on both of these courses. They are CTE prep courses again. They are year-long courses only offered for 11th and 12th graders. So your freshmen may have to wait a couple of years before they can take these classes. We use the IB Computer Science curriculum. It is defined by the International Baccalaureate Organization. They define the curriculum, however, we define the content of it, and we use Java as the programming language for it. And it is very similar to college courses, and we actually use the same book as the University of Washington uses. It is a dual credit course, eligible for credit for the IT 101 class at Bellevue College. Students will learn actually through direct instruction, followed with examples provided by the teacher, and then also lots of hands-on collaborative practice. And there are lots of structured and open-ended projects that are part of the course. Specifically to the standard level course, here's some details on what is covered in it. The first semester really focuses on core computer science concepts and coding. Specifically, and you may not know all these terms unless you understand computer science already, or if you're a programmer by career anyways. But we'll cover procedural decomposition. That just means breaking down problems. We'll cover variables and loops, Boolean and if-else logic, arrays and file input-output, and object-oriented programming covering design and inheritance. In the second semester, usually kicks off with a large real-world project requiring an actual client. So be prepared, parents. You may be a client for this project when your freshman becomes a junior. But they'll also do planning, design, coding, documentation, and testing. So an end-to-end 6-week coding project. They'll also learn about a few other things in the second semester, specifically about how wired and wireless networking works, how computers and processors work, including binary numbers, Boolean algebra, and logic gate design. And we'll also cover IT processes and project management. Okay, so let's talk about course information for the high-level course. The first semester of the high-level course will cover more advanced CS concepts, specifically advanced object-oriented programming, which means interfaces, polymorphism, and abstract data types. Within ADTs or abstract data types, we'll cover collections, linked lists, binary trees, maps and sets. I'm skipping a couple to cover stacks and queues, which are also ADTs. Then we'll also talk about and learn about how recursion works and also searching and sorting. The second semester will focus on a more in-depth real-world project, just as we discussed for standard level, but it will incorporate some of these concepts that we just talked about above. And then some other topics that we cover in the second semester include computer resource management. So how does a computer and operating system manage memory and bandwidth and storage? Then we'll go into control systems, including PID loops, open and closed loop systems as well. And then finally, a case study that the IB organization defines, and it varies year to year. So we'll dive into that case study for a couple weeks and learn about a very specific topic or content area. That is it for computer science and engineering. If If you have questions, feel free to reach out to the teachers noted at the beginning of the presentation.